Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I am walking in the woods right now. I don't really have like a setup at the house that we're at right now to do like a sit down video, and I was kind of bored being stuck in the house. So I need to go get the boys from school soon, so I figured I would come out here. I just grabbed a coffee, pumpkin spice latte, and just chill in the woods and do our little video in here. So I probably won't be walking the whole time. I'm just trying to walk to this spot that I want to sit at. But I have decided to turn these videos into a series for mom hacks, because if you follow me on Instagram, then you know on my stories I asked you guys which ones you guys wanted to see first, because when I started thinking about mom hacks, I was like, you know what, there's like so many different categories. You got newborn, you have first time mom, you have toddler and older kids, you have productivity, making your life easier, breastfeeding, mealtime. It's just too much to put in one video. All right, y'all, so today's video is going to be about first time mom hacks and newborn hacks. They kind of just run together because I feel like newborns, they need quite a few things. And then if you're a first time mom, obviously this is going to help you. But even if you're not a first time mom and you have a newborn, we forget all the time. That's just how it works. So they kind of go together. Obviously I'm out in the woods. I don't have things in my hands. If they are a specific item, I will definitely be putting little snapshot throughout this video so that you can see what item I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure you'll get the gist of it because I will definitely explain. Before we jump right in, don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet already. I would love to have you here as a part of our Soul Tribe Mama family. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you think this would be fun for me to turn it into a series and share all the hacks for every different category that I have. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So the first one is going to be having a stroller base for your car seat. That's kind of sounds confusing if you don't know what I'm talking about and you've never seen one before, which is why I will put in a picture here for you guys to see. I did this with my second child after I had my first, because it is the biggest hassle to lug around a car seat in your arm because of baby being asleep. Especially if you have to go back and forth to doctor's appointments. They fall asleep all the time. So you're either doing that or you're waking them up and getting them all riled up because you have to take them out of the car seat, put them in a wrap, or hold them in your arms, put them back in the car seat. It's not fun. So instead, if you get a car seat base, which they do make these for a lot of different brands of car seats. We had a Graco car seat, so I found a Graco stroller base for the car seat. Now, all it is it literally looks like a stroller just without the part where baby sits in, and it's super compact and easy to fold up. All you have to do is you press the button, it unfolds, and your car seat fits right inside of there, and then you're ready to go. So all you got to do is take baby's car seat out of the car, click it into the stroller, take them where you got to take them, come back to the car, you click it right out of the stroller and put them back in the car. It is literally the best thing ever, and they're very inexpensive. But not only that, you can find them on Marketplace. I love shopping for things like that, especially because people only use them for so many months and then they don't need them anymore, so they're almost like brand new. Obviously when you're shopping, make sure that you are looking at the product that doesn't have like a missing wheel or a broken something on it. You want it to be safe. But these like stroller car seat bases literally have nothing to them except for just like a frame and wheels on it, but they are amazing. I think I got ours on Marketplace for like 20 bucks, and it literally saved my butt, especially when I was by myself and I had multiple children with me and a newborn and you have to carry the car seat and you have to make sure your other kids. It's a lot easier to put the car seat in a stroller and push a stroller and then hang on to your other kids or whatever it may be. Now, if you need to have like a double stroller, this may not be the best for you unless you buy one of those sets, like a travel set where the car seats can fit into the stroller and it's a double stroller. And now of course those are a lot more expensive, but this is just another option for you if you want to check it out, and it is less expensive option. All right, item number 2, or I guess hack number 2, would be to always have a baby carrier, a baby wrap, or a baby sling with you at all times. So if you need to have multiple so that you can have one in the car, have one in the living room, have one in your diaper bag, whatever it is, if you know you're not gonna remember to grab one all the time, that's always a great idea. Those are amazing, especially in those early months when you need two hands and your baby is only going to want to be with you. And it is okay to hold your baby and carry your baby around wherever you go. You are not spoiling your child by holding them too much or putting them in the carrier or having them nap on your chest. That is not spoiling your baby at all. All they know is being next to your body. They're inside your body, so they heard your heartbeat, they heard you breathing. That is their comfort space. And we're busy. We got things to do. And if you have other children, you have other children to take care of. So always, always have a baby carrier, which when I say baby carrier, I like the wraps and the slings better, especially the wraps like newborn stage. And then as they get a little older, you kind of transition them into those other ones. But I would always have it on hand so that if you need to do the dishes, if your other child needs you and your baby, you just can't put them down, you can just put them in the wrap or put them in the sling. So always have one. Okay, number 3 is to have a little basket or a little bin in the living room per se, because that's where we usually are always at. The living room or the kitchen, kind of in between there. Now, if you have another room in your house that you seem to always be in, then I would put it in that room. But usually, for the most part, it's usually the living room. So if you're in the living room all the time, have a little bin or a basket with diapers, wipes. If you need a changing pad there, put one of your baby carriers in there, you know, butt cream, any of that kind of stuff that you know, like essentials that you know you're going to need with your baby. Leave it in that basket, and it obviously needs to be extras. Don't just have one and you move it around the house. Like, have that one basket with your extra stuff, extra essentials in the living room. So if you're down there and baby's crying, you don't have to walk all over the house or look in your diaper bag. You can go straight to that basket. Okay, number 4 is kind of more on the developmental side, but I definitely think it should be something that you should start early on, and that is to be verbal with your baby. So I know that we all talk in baby talk, and that is totally fine, but if you're making your baby their bottle and you're holding them, tell them that. Say, I'm making your bottle right now, I'm putting the top on, I'm shaking it up. If you see something, if you're outside and you see a dog, you say, oh, look at that dog. Or if you see a tree, you say, look at that tree. You can tell them what you hear, what you're doing. You could even go as far as, hey, we're getting in the car now so we can go to the doctor. We're getting in the car now so we can go to Grammy's house. And over time, you talking to your baby that way, even if it sounds like it's in a baby voice, you know, baby talk to your baby, they are going to be learning those words and listening to you. And after a while, it's kind of like repetition. When they hear those same or similar words over and over again, as they get older and they get into those toddler years, it's actually going to be a lot easier for them to learn those words and to understand what you're saying. It may really help you in those times when there's a lot of tantrums because we can't understand them and they can't understand us. So I'm not going to say that it's completely going to, you know, make your baby learn all these words and then you're not going to have that problem, because I don't think that's going to be it. But it definitely will help, and really it helps their brain work. They're going to be looking at your mouth, they're going to be looking at your eyes, they're looking at your cues just as much as you are watching their cues. So always remember that. Okay, number 5, I'm pretty sure I've said this before a couple times in some of my past videos. I'm gonna say it again in this video because I think this is a big one. You may already know this, and that is great, but I do know a lot of people that I've said this to and they were like, what? I had no idea. So, for those of you that don't know, the little tabs on the onesies, why they have that little V looking thing that stretches out, they're put there so that if your baby has a blowout, and you have to take their onesie off with poop or spit up or whatever it is on there, instead of having to pull it over their head, you can actually pull it over their shoulders and their arms and pull it down instead of up. So I know that now that I'm a mom, I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. But when I was a first-time mom, I had no idea what those things were for. I thought they were so dumb. I was like, why do they put these on here? It looks so ugly. But it's functional. That is exactly what it's for, and I've used it and done that so many times, y'all. We've had some horrible ones and I've been like, oh, thank God for this. So always remember that if your baby has a blowout, even if they're newborns, that is what those are there for. Okay, y'all, this is another big one. I don't actually do this every single time because, you know what, I'm a mom and I forget. But I do think this is a great one, and that is even when your baby's a newborn, or I guess I would say even especially when your baby's a newborn, because you are living off of limited sleep. If you know that tomorrow you guys have a doctor appointment, or you're going to a friend's house or family's house, or you need to go out and run some errands with baby with you by yourself, pack your diaper bag the night before. just like you would pull clothes out for your kids for school the next day, or even for yourself just to make it easier, do the same thing for your baby, and that includes essentials. So if you need diapers in there, if you need wipes, if you need butt cream, you need extra clothing, you know, the baby carry, whatever it may be, if you've got formula you need to bring, put those items in there the night before. If there's items that you need to put in there but you can't until the last minute, write a little note like on a post-it and put it on the diaper bag right then when you're putting everything in there, when your mind is fresh, so that you know tomorrow I need to put these items in there before I leave. Our lives get hectic, I get overwhelmed, and every single time I think, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just put it together tomorrow, that's the day all the kids go nuts and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I can't get everything, and then by the time I leave I know I've forgotten like 500 things. So that is another reason why I think it's a great idea. Okay, now this one kind of coincides with that other one I was talking about, leaving a basket in the living room or the room that you're in the most with your essentials. You need to do the same thing for your car. Now, if there's something in there that you can't leave in the heat, then obviously don't leave those items in your car if you know they're gonna burst or something. But extra pair of diapers, extra thing of wipes, a baby carrier, maybe even an extra set of clothes would be really good, just in case you're out and about and last minute you guys decide to run to another store or do something else, and that is the time that baby has a blowout and you have nothing left. Those are the times you're gonna love that you made a little basket of essential things that you need and they're in your car already. You don't even have to think about it. So that is another really good one. Okay, y'all, for number 8, this is for when you take your baby to the doctor. If you get your baby shots when they're younger, or immunizations, however you want to say it. I know some people don't do that, and that's totally fine. You can just skip this part. But if you do, I always recommend that you give your baby Tylenol before you leave. Now, definitely talk to your doctor first, because I remember not knowing like, well, how much can I give them? I don't want to do it and do it wrong. Always ask your doctor first when you're there, maybe their first time around, and tell them about this. Say, can I give my baby Tylenol before I come for the next time, just to make sure? And they will tell you yes or no, or they'll tell you that would be great, you know, give them this many milliliters or whatever it may be. But that way it hits your baby's system when they need it. So right when they're about to get their shots is when that hits, and that helps alleviate the pain and discomfort. It's not going to take it away, but it does help, especially the aftermath. They seem to calm down a little bit quicker. And then the second part to that is always have your paci ready. Even if your baby doesn't really take a paci that much, bring it. And when you're holding your baby, either during or even after, like right after, give them the paci so they have something to suck on. I know that the nurses, when I would take my babies, they would always have me do it during, so that way the baby was distracted and sucking on something, and then they already had the paci in their mouth. Once it happened, they calmed down a lot quicker. And I actually got this whole idea from my pediatrician. My pediatrician is the one that told me to give my babies a little bit of Tylenol before we walk into the doctor's office to get the immunization shots. So again, I know some people are weird about giving their babies Tylenol too early. I know some people don't give their kids shots, and that's totally fine. But if you do, definitely ask your doctor. Don't just take my word for it and start giving your kid Tylenol here and there. I don't want to be the one, you know, people call me out and say I told somebody this and it was a horrible idea or something like that. Obviously, all these are the things that I have done and that worked for me, but you need to ask your pediatrician or even use your own judgment as the mama to your own baby. But I definitely think that is a great hack. All right, y'all, I'm getting a little warm now. And on top of that, I know it's getting closer to the time that I need to go get the kiddos. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the car. The next one, I think we're on number 9. The next hack is going to be tummy time. I've had a lot of questions on this one, and the biggest, I guess, tip I can give is that when you do tummy time, try to roll up a blanket or even fold it up and elevate them, you know, under their chest. So put it under their chest and under their armpits so that their arms are hanging over, and that can really help them. It makes it not as hard for them to lift their head. It gives it, I don't know what it is about that elevation that really helps them. So not only is it going to make them feel better about it, but they're actually going to be able to do it for longer. And the second part to that tip is put things in front of them that really make their brain work. So black and white cards or a book that has different abstract pictures, contrasting pictures. So obviously black and white is the best, but they have tons of different options for that. And then the next part is you can put like a little dish, almost like a casserole dish, in front of them, fill it with water, and put like little styrofoam letters or some little toys in there that kind of move around, so that when they put their hands in the water, not only are they getting that sensory play with their hands in the water, feeling something new, but at the same time they're watching everything move around, they're feeling it. It's just something extra for them to do, and that way tummy time lasts a little bit longer. All right, y'all, now I'm in the car. I do have a few left, and then I gotta go get the boys. So the next one is going to be sensory play. Sensory play is huge for your babies, especially in the newborn stage. Do not knock this and think, oh, well, I don't have to think about it or do any of this until they get into toddler years or when they get older and they're crawling. You should be doing sensory play with your newborn baby immediately. It is amazing for them, and it's actually really fun as a mom. And there's tons of things. You can Google it, you can get on Pinterest, there's so many ideas, but a lot of it has to do with sounds, sight, and feel. So for newborns especially, you could put some like crinkle paper in front of them and you ruffle it around with your hands. They even have those crinkly books, so when you touch them, you ruffle it and they can hear that sound. It's not always gonna be about them actually putting their hands on it, at least not just yet. But until that point, you can do it for them, and it really does help them. They love it, and there's so many different things that you can use and find without having to go out and spend a ton of money on anything or a specific toy. So I would definitely recommend that. Okay, y'all, the next one is going to be using newborn or even preemie size baby socks. Now the hospital usually has the best kind. I don't know how they get the better ones, but I can barely ever find these things. Sometimes you can find them on Amazon, but they are like long tube socks, at least that's what it looks like. And obviously the tube part that goes above the foot is super tight and stretchy. So they actually stay on baby's hands a lot better than mittens. I don't care how many times I've tried to find mittens for my newborn baby. Their hands and wrists are way too tiny, and those things do not stay on. The minute they rub their hands together or on their face, it just slips right off. So if you can find some really good preemie size or newborn baby tube socks, those are the best things ever to put on your newborn baby or even older baby that likes to scratch their face a lot or put their hands on their face. Some of my kids actually didn't do that, so I didn't need to, but I had two of them that were like, like trying to gouge their own eyes out when they would get upset. So I always tried to do this on them, and it worked like a charm. They never came off their hands. All right, y'all, this is the last hack, tip, trick, whatever you want to call it, for this video today. The last tip is going to be put Vaseline on your baby's bum after you've changed them. So once they've gone to the bathroom, you go to change their diaper and you've wiped their poop, pee, whatever it may be on them, clean it off, and then put some Vaseline, especially around their butt area, because those early months of whether you're doing formula or breastfeeding, those poopies are, woo girl, like there's so many different kinds, but they stick to their skin so bad, and you do not want to be scrubbing that off their butt. They don't like it, you're not gonna like it. So the best way to get through that, and now I know like maybe you need to put rash cream on your baby, that is totally fine. Put some rash cream on them and then wipe the Vaseline on them. If you're not putting rash cream on them, then just put the Vaseline. If you put the Vaseline, it gives it a barrier, but it's not a sticky barrier. So that way, whatever they do end up doing in their diaper, when you go to change them the next time, you're gonna be able to wipe it off super easily with a baby wipe or a butt wipe, rather than sitting there trying to like scrub their butt clean. It's very annoying. I have done it a couple times or forgotten to put something on them, and I've been like, oh no, here we go. Baby's not gonna be happy, and I definitely don't like doing it. So that was the last tip for you guys on this video. There are actually way more I would love to say, but I feel like it's just too much in one video. So like I said, we're gonna make this into a series. I'm probably gonna end up doing a part 2 for the first time mom and newborn hacks, tips, and tricks as well. But I definitely have other categories coming. Like I said, we have breastfeeding, we have mealtime, we have productivity, how to make your life easier as a mom. We have tips and tricks to use with toddlers and older children as well. So just get ready for this series. If you like this, like I said earlier, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments which one today have you used before that you absolutely like have to do every single day. It's a must-have in your home, a tip, a trick, a hack that you do that you love. So let me know, and I will see you guys on our next one. Bye.